An outbreak of canine distemper as staff at Alachua County Animal Services fighting back.
Distemper is a very infectious virus that dogs should receive vaccinations for at an early age. A number of dogs at Alachua County Shelter have been euthanized since the discovery last Saturday. TV20's David Jones is live at Animal Services with those numbers and the methods being used to prevent the spread.
As you said, seriously infectious. Canine distemper is nothing to play around with, and that's evident in the steps that the shelter has been taking since the outbreak. Since Saturday morning, 6 adoptable dogs have been found to have distemper and were put down. Another 18 dogs were put down just Saturday afternoon alone because the shelter was already over capacity to begin with, and they had to make room to keep the dogs quarantined.
On Saturday morning, we found out that we had 2 positive cases for the distemper virus.
Animal Services Director Ed Williams describes the situation at the shelter as abnormal.
The reason that things like this come to an open admission shelter in the Southeast is because of the pool of unvaccinated animals in our community.
The distemper outbreak started Saturday when 2 puppies tested positive for the virus.
All dogs here are vaccinated upon intake against these things, but a vaccination, if the dog had already been exposed to it, particularly if it was a young dog and it didn't have any vaccines on board, then vaccines aren't a cure, they're a preventative.
Dog adoptions remain on hold as staff test any animals exposed to distemper. Saturday afternoon, 18 dogs were put down because of overcrowding.
Sometimes overcrowding in a shelter can lead to additional illness.
I've never seen 18 dogs in one day put down.
We spoke with an Animal Services volunteer who asked to remain anonymous to avoid backlash.
Oh, I was devastated. I mean, I fell in love with several of those dogs just volunteering with them. And I know other volunteers have worked tirelessly to find fosters and adopters for these dogs.
On Wednesday, 4 more dogs tested positive for distemper. In total, 6 dogs have been put down because of the virus. That brings the total number of euthanizations to 24 since the start of the outbreak.
It's abnormal for us in recent years. You know, the past 2 years we've had a 90% plus live release rate. And so, yeah, it's a little unusual to have to do that many at one time.
Staff reached out to any adopters who took home a dog in the weeks before the distemper was discovered. ACAS notified the public of the outbreak just earlier this afternoon. The shelter is going to be quarantined for at least 2 weeks. Starting yesterday, they have to wait and see if any other signs of distemper show up. They've created a hot zone and a clean zone. The hot zone for dogs that may have been infected, the clean zone for any incoming dogs. As of right now, though, the shelter is only adopting out cats, and any dogs that are coming in are going to go into that clean zone, and any dogs that leave are only going to be owner reclaims. For now, reporting in Gainesville, David Jones, TV20 News.